Welcome to the Bold Goal Crusher podcast. For anyone looking to stop letting life get in the way and start crushing bold goals. I'm your host, Sarah Mayer, and I'm thrilled to navigate this journey with you because it's time to start boldly achieving without working double time. So let's dive in. Hello, Bold Goal Crushers. I'm super excited about this episode today. I think you're really going to enjoy it. Today, we're talking about mastering self-discipline. So, how we build those healthy habits that lead to goal success. So, welcome to the podcast. If you're new here, this is the Bold Goal Crusher podcast, and we talk all things crushing your goals and everything that gets in the way. So, if you haven't subscribed or reviewed, please do that right now. One of the things that happens when we go out to set goals is that self-discipline is the key. And it's all about you can't manage time, you can only manage yourself. So, in order to achieve success and really achieve that personal growth, you need to learn how the science of self-discipline works. So, first, self-discipline is the concept of managing yourself so that you can achieve and crush your goals. So there are psychological parts to that, and then there are also task parts to that. So there is an importance, and the body really determines whether or not you're going to be able to achieve your goals by the habits that you create. So, habits really do have an influence on our daily lives. And the more that we can build in habits weekly, daily, monthly, and quarterly, the more likely we will be able to achieve the goals. So, there is a habit loop, if you haven't heard about it. That's the cue, the routine, and the reward. And that helps you to build good habits. If you're able to create some type of cue that then triggers that routine and there's a reward for that, the more likely that habit will stick. So there are a couple of cues that you could think about. Like in the morning, you wake up and so you do this. In the afternoon, you take an afternoon break. And so that triggers that routine. Now, many people think there's only cues in the morning and the evening. There's afternoon cues, there's routine cues that you could build into your daily life. So it's really important to think about how do you replace those bad habits with positive habits? And becoming intentional about your habits is how you go about doing that. And it's really thinking about what am I trying to do and how do I get there? Now, many of you do have habits and you have really thought about those, but have you thought about your habits as it relates to your goals? Do you automatically work on your goals first thing in the morning? Do you reflect on your goals? Do you build time into your schedule to work on your goals? And if not, it's time to take a look at your habits. So, willpower is one of the big reasons that we may or may not be able to achieve our goals. So, it's really important to understand that willpower really comes down to decision fatigue as well. The more decisions you're making and the more you're having to combat like things in the day, the less willpower you will have. So, there are ways to boost your willpower or to resist temptation by simply stacking the things that may need more willpower or may need you to dig deeper in order to get it done earlier in the morning before you've had to make all these decisions, all these compromises, and all these things throughout the day. Being really compassionate with yourself and forgiving yourself also will help you to maintain self-discipline. So sometimes we're not able to do everything we want to do. So by saying we're not productive or we're just lazy, that self-talk will diminish our willpower. So it's important to really build and strengthen that self-control by providing positive self-talk. You can do this. Let's work on our goal for an hour. Let's move forward for one 30-minute session. And if you don't, it's okay. It's okay that you didn't. And to be nice to yourself and use that as a learning moment to say, how can I do this better? How can I stay on track? And staying on track really is about consistency. So we talked about habits, but one of the common challenges with staying consistent with self-discipline is not having that schedule. So it's important to explore routines and how they may or may not be contributing to your goal achievement. So, for example, if you have a big, bold goal, like you want to do this in 10 years, but that seems like you have a lot of time to do it. So, when you build that goal plan out, it's important to squeeze those deadlines down and to create routines so you're continually working towards that goal. So, some of the ways to do that are to ensure that you have a solid plan and you have deadlines built into that plan. Now, being consistent is the important part of that. So, working on that plan every Monday, working on reviewing that plan monthly, yearly, quarterly is one of the ways that you will more likely be able to develop the self discipline to stay consistent. It's really important to nurture that growth mindset, especially for long term success. So, growth mindset is really looking at how you can learn and grow from maybe a failure, an experience, and how to move forward from that. And when you master having a growth mindset and embracing challenges, you will be able to really develop that self discipline to stay on track and keep moving forward. Because in any goal journey, there are going to be setbacks, and those setbacks are going to be the things that stop you from moving forward. And when you have a growth mindset, you'll be able to see those setbacks as opportunities to maybe adjust, learn, grow, or do something differently. So, in conclusion, there are several ways to develop the self discipline to build the habits that lead to goal success. The first couple of steps are to really take a look at your daily schedule and your calendar to ensure that your calendar reflects your goals and your journey. Don't just let your goals be achieved or not achieved by chance. It's time to take action so that you can really manage yourself and achieve those goals. I encourage you to take action today and start building self discipline habits to really be intentional about your daily schedule and your life. So do that today. And I want to thank you for listening today because remember that you can set and crush your bold goals without working double time. So let's get to it. Thank you for tuning in to the Bold Goal Crusher podcast, where we crush goals and everything that gets in the way. I always love to support my community. I look forward to seeing you crush your goals this year.